And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
It seems so obvious. It really does. We waste so much time in meetings. People saying, why do I need to be here? What do I get out of this? Do I really need to be here? Probably not. But hopefully if you do, there's a reason why you're there, because they need your help. You need to be part of that meeting. And how many meetings are you sitting in where people are not engaged? They're disengaged. Now, interesting enough, you've heard this before. Your grandmother told you this. She said, no one cares about what you know until they know how much you care. That's grandma's wisdom, right? Nobody cares about what you know until they know how much you care. And we know this to be true. And it's such great wisdom. And yet we go to meetings and we're in our own head and during the meeting, right? And are we really paying attention? Maybe, maybe not. It depends, right? There's a million things going on in your head like there are right now. So how do you get that focus? How do you bring the people into the meeting to say, this is a valuable use of time? If there was a simple way to do this and get everybody connected right now, would you want to do it? Please say yes. Yes, you would. So my buddy Don did this the other day. He had a planning session with his whole organization, his whole leadership team there, and other people important to the organization were in the room as well. And he really wanted to connect them. And he goes, Phil, you're going to love this. I took a page out of Dale Carnegie the other day, and I did something that I've never done before. And I was really worried about doing it because I thought it was a bit hokey, because, everybody just wants to dive right into the material. But I thought, no, I'm going to pull out Dale Carnegie and I'm going to get these people engaged because, Phil, as we know, if they're not engaged mentally, it doesn't matter what we share with them. It's going to go past them. And I said, you're right. So what'd you do? He said, well, what I did was I knew everybody was going to be in the meeting. I put their names in a hat. I put them all names in a hat, right? A little name on a piece of paper and put it in a hat. And then to kick off the meeting, what we did to break the ice, to get the people engaged, to get the mindset straight, is each person had to reach into the hat and pull out a name. And when they had that name in their hand, then we went around the table and they had to give that person genuine, honest, and sincere appreciation about something that they've done or something that they do or who they are. It was their choice, just something to genuinely appreciate them for, that they bring in their life and they've shared with others. So every person went around the room and did that. And he said, Phil, I was a bit nervous. I got to admit, I was a bit nervous. I never started a meeting like that before. And he goes, the results, amazing, absolutely amazing. Within minutes, everybody in that room couldn't wait to hear who was getting appreciation next and how they were appreciated and valued by the people in that room. Now he set the stage. How smart is this? Now he got into the meat of what they came to meet for and deal with some challenging issues they were facing for their organization. But he had the room set, and he set it with their attitude first, and he leveraged them in the room to set the tenor of the meeting so that everyone would be engaged. How genius is this? What if you did that in your next meeting? What if you had everybody validate and appreciate everybody in the room, that they had a purpose in who they are, and we're going to leverage that purpose of who they are in this meeting today to make this a fantastic meeting to move forward on whatever we're working on together, whether it be a project, a strategy meeting, our culture, or organization, whatever it may be. Get their mindset straight first. Dale Carnegie said, people come before process. We know this. But if you want a more productive meeting and you're actually dealing with people, you've got to remember this. It's obvious, but it's forgotten. Everybody wants to get right to the meat of the process. Process. And people zone out and they don't pay attention. And they say, why did I go to this meeting? It had nothing to do with me. It wasn't about me. I'm sorry, that's a reality of dealing with human beings. So how do you get out ahead of it? Well, that's exactly. Do what my friend Don did and go ahead and take the time to validate them and appreciate them at the beginning of the meeting. Now, interestingly enough, I know I do this every week with my sales team. I have my sales team out there in my company, and what I do is I meet with them every week. And the first thing we do is we do a roundtable with all the salespeople and have them quickly share a success they've had this week, something that taught them a lesson. And then as soon as they teach that lesson to us in 2 minutes or less, we then give them a little appreciation for what they did and how we're going to leverage that in what we do. and everybody gets a chance to feel valued and appreciated for the knowledge they bring to the table. And then after we do that, we come back and then we talk about what do we have to do next as a team and what knowledge do I have to put on the table to get them to move toward. So if you set the table for yourself with the people with appreciation first, you're going to get them to listen to the knowledge you're going to give them in a moment, and they're going to find application in it. And isn't that what we want? We want them to do something with this meeting and make something come out of it. So make your meetings more productive. Give the appreciation. It may seem a little awkward at first, but it's going to make your meetings 10 times better. Now go make it happen.